Franchising is one of the most successful business formats in the industry today. 15% of retail sales today in the Philippines come from franchising. Despite the challenging times, franchise businesses continue to grow. In the US, one franchise opens every 15 minutes. In the Philippines, at least one franchise is born every hour. A pioneering group of entrepreneurs led by Sammy Lim, Manny Sigawat, and Bing Siba Limhoko saw the growth potential of franchising. They saw it as a tool for economic development and were inspired to bring franchising to the Philippines.
The study has shown that franchising has 90% chance of success. So we believe that by bringing franchising into the Philippines, we can create a strong middle class that will spur the Philippine economy. And by that, we hope to create thousands of small businesses and millions of jobs. We're glad that in the first 5 years of Francorp, we've been able to develop, nurture, and promote more than 80 franchises, and we've been able to help them expand nationwide. In the next 10 years, we hope to be a global player, and we'd like our clients in particular to pay attention to the ASEAN community of 600 million customers. In the last ASEAN Summit, they created a committee on franchising, and we are happy to say that Francorp is very much involved in this particular committee to see how we can integrate the ASEAN community through franchising.
Hence, Francorp Philippines was born.
We started Francorp late 1996, and our clientele also grew as interest in franchising increased. Many of our clients started with us in the late 1990s. Many of them have already expanded their operations outside the Philippines, going to Europe, the United States, the Middle East, and even in Asia. We can see that this trend will continue at least for the next 10 years.
Francorp Philippines has transcended the growth pains. Slow but successfully, it has customized programs for emerging or established businesses, propping them up to replicate themselves through franchising. With Francorp here in the Philippines, local entrepreneurs have access to professional and world-class franchising services. These same services are the tools which will help them launch their franchise program the right way, widen their national reach, and later embark on global expansion.
Francorp has contributed to the tremendous growth of franchising in the Philippines, from barely 50 concepts to now almost 1,000. Francorp is behind the big brands in the industry. They started small, if not micro, and now they have gone global. And many of Francorp's clients are ready to go overseas.
Because of Francorp's rich experience and track record, many homegrown companies who seek Francorp's assistance have gone on to bring their brands to other areas in the Philippines and the world. Francorp's international network of over 20 offices all over the world, as well as a strategic network within the local business community, is key to Francorp's client success.
One of the first things we had to do after being given the franchise for Francorp in the Philippines was to undergo training. This involved a 1-month intensive training program on franchising from the top consultants in Francorp USA. Although we had some background on franchising when we went there for training, we were not disappointed, and we were able to learn much more because we were exposed to expertise of consultants who had been in the industry for 20 years.
Many famous brands which have availed of Francorp's professional services already have local and international presence. Whether established or emerging, businesses continue to benefit from the inputs of Francorp to make them more confident to set up, run, and grow a franchise. But why franchise at all? In many businesses, franchising spells the difference between success and failure. Because the success rate for franchising in the Philippines is 90%, It has become popular among Filipino entrepreneurs who would want to put up a business and not have to start from scratch. The advantages of franchising are well known. Franchising offers a creative solution to the common problem of limited time, money, and people. Finally, every sector benefits from the win-win situation. Franchising creates more business, more jobs, and more wealth, which is very empowering. To jumpstart the business, entrepreneurs must seek professional help to obtain answers to many of their franchise questions. Is my business franchisable? How do I put a franchise program together? Francorp can provide the answer to your questions. If the business is franchisable, Francorp offers a variety of services to assist the company. Francorp franchise development programs and consulting include strategic planning and program structure, franchise documentation, operations, marketing, sales consulting, and general consulting.
The franchise network, of course, we really had no idea at the time how to go about it. And so with some research, we found out the existence of this company named Francorp. And so from there, we did some dealings with them and had some consultations with them. And we found their inputs very helpful actually to the start of our franchise business.
I think the compelling factor in my business, and that's certainly I think anybody's business, in becoming bigger than when we first started out, of course, is that we had to have the idea that we wanted to grow in the first place. And the fact that we wanted to grow meant that we had to work towards growing that. And I must admit the initial discussion with Francorp did help crystallize that idea in my mind, to expand the salons, to look for new ways, new locations, and to really grow our business actually. And now we're still growing. We started off, obviously, I started off with one salon, then we had 15, 20, now we're at 170 plus.
We also audit existing franchise programs, then revitalize existing franchises in the area of structure, legal, operations, marketing, and sales.
Francorp is one of the largest and most experienced franchise consultancy firms in the world. And in 1998 or 1999, we signed up to work with Francorp, and as they say, the rest is history. With Francorp, we've been able to open franchises in San Francisco, in Okinawa, in Macau, and in Singapore. And aside from that, we've also been able to fast-track our domestic expansion through a very unique franchise program.
We also make full use of our strategic network here and abroad to help local brands reach national and global proportions.
When we started Potato Corner back in 1992, we didn't have any franchise consultants at the time, and or we didn't know if there were any at the time here in the Philippines. So we did it on our own, basically. We engaged Francorp. Now we're already in Jakarta. We have 6 outlets of Potato Corner there and 3 outlets of Wonder Apple. We're setting our sights now in Guam and other ASEAN countries like Vietnam.
For future companies who would like to get into franchising, it's very important that you ask the advice of the experts. And for me, Francorp was a big help to us.
Francorp delivers essential components that franchisors would need, like documents, manuals, agreements, marketing materials, vital tools a business needs in order to enter the franchise market.
So with the help of Francorp, we were able to create the basic structures and the basic foundations in our organization that gave us that edge over the competition and gave a true perception of the business, which was now a formal organization with all the supports necessary of a true franchising company.
I believe the most important aspects that Francorp helped Pancake House grow was with respect to our franchise manuals. These franchise manuals allowed us to formalize our franchising structure that helped us grow as a company.
Over the years, Francorp's clients have become the movers and shakers of the franchise industry. The foremost being the World Entrepreneur of the Year, Mr. Tony Tangkak Chong, Chairman and CEO of Jollibee Foods Corporation.
The 2004 Ernst & Young World Entrepreneur of the Year, Tony Tan Cactiang from Jollibee Foods, the Philippines. Tony Tan, come on up.
How they helped bring it to a franchisable level. Francorp had prepared us properly to start our franchise operations, and the rest is history. Today, the Jollibee brand has over 500 stores nationwide, with half being operated through franchise.
More entrepreneurs will continue to find out ways to launch more exciting products and services, bring their brands to broader markets, and break new grounds. Francorp hopes to continue the efforts to help business grow from one to many, and to witness the unfolding of more franchising success stories in the future.